And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast, sponsored by Generator Supercenter of Amarillo.
Well, good Monday morning, everyone. Hopefully enjoyed a nice, cool weekend out there. Of course, had those rain showers and storms on Friday as well. But as we start out your Monday, got a little bit of patchy fog in parts of the area, primarily off towards the west. We are seeing the west central parts of the region really seeing our highest threat for limited visibility. No dense fog advisories here at the time of recording just before the 5 o'clock hour, but we are seeing right there places like Tucumcari, visibility is at 0. So if you are off towards the west, or you'll see up around Perryton down to 1 mile visibility, make sure take it slow as you start out this morning, because you're going to see that fog lingering for at least a little bit through 10 a.m. It's still going to be there. Doesn't really start to clear out until maybe 11 o'clock lunchtime today. So this could be lingering for a good chunk of the morning. But then after that, we'll see partly cloudy skies for most of the region. Current temperatures here as we start out the day, you'll see some low 40s off towards the west. You got 50 here in Amarillo, 50s around much of the area, if not high 40s for a lot of the region. And looking at your high definition model run, those cloudy skies, like I said, they do start to break a little bit. You'll see off towards the east, those clouds hold just a little bit longer with that low pressure system that's sitting off towards the east. Of course, remnants of this past weekend system that will keep those temperatures off towards the east just a little bit cooler as we go throughout the day before we start to see maybe some clearing skies later on in the week. So let's talk about your temperature forecast here, keeping in mind that cloud cover off in the east. So we're going to start to see those 50s, but 70s already by lunchtime down off towards the southwestern parts of the area. 73 will be your high here in Amarillo today by 4 o'clock. Places like Portales could very easily get up to the 80s. Meanwhile, you're seeing low 60s and even high 50s up in the northeastern parts of the area. Childress, typically one of our hottest places, will be down in the upper 60s. Like I said, thanks to that cooler air behind all that cloud cover and the higher humidity that will be down that direction. We'll drop down into the 50s by 10 o'clock tonight. The winds also kind of tell the story, as well as you'll see places like eastern New Mexico getting those sharp westerly winds, warm, dry, downsloping winds. Meanwhile, the rest of the region seeing southerly winds at a good 5 to 10 to 15 mile an hour winds at their worst through today. Now, after today, going into tonight, that's when things start to get interesting, as we're going to see a very sharp cold front, probably bringing our first freeze of the season for a lot of the region as we go on into these next couple of days. So for today, we're kind of between two systems. There's that low pressure off towards our east. That's what's bringing in that cooler air for our eastern side of the area. But that big low pressure right there up towards the northwest, that's going to sweep in a cold front. We're going to see this roll in early Tuesday morning. We'll be probably tracking it early Tuesday morning on the early show here at News Channel 10. We'll see those winds shift out of the north. We're going to see strong gusty winds, 30 to 40 miles an hour. And that's going to all be cold air that's pushing through the region. And then Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we're going to be seeing those daytime highs down in the 50s and 60s. Overnight lows will be down in the 20s and 30s, believe it or not. So we're looking, like I said, very possibly Amarillo's first freeze, and a lot of the region seeing their first freeze of the season. So let's look at that wind tracker. This is from midnight into 6 a.m. tomorrow. You can see right there, wind speeds kicking out of the north. Unfortunately, it's going to be a windy front, as we're going to see those 20 to 30 mile an hour winds sticking around for most of the daytime period, not really starting to show signs of backing off until later on in the evening and nighttime period. Those highs for Tuesday, tomorrow, 56 degrees here in Amarillo. You'll see low 50s up north, maybe low 60s down off towards the south. And then there you have it, those overnight lows. Tomorrow night, this is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday. Right now, I've got us at 31 here in Amarillo. That would be our first freeze of the season. 27 up in Clayton, 28 up in Dalhart, with our least cool areas being Childress at maybe only 40 degrees. You can see that freezing temperatures could basically stretch all the way down to Portales, Hereford, Clovis. Meanwhile, off towards the east stays just a touch warmer. So no, we are keeping a very close eye on that. So we are going to be seeing right there 70s, and then those 50s, dropping those temperatures down with 60s for the rest of the work week as we roll on into the weekend and on into next week as well. Of course, wrapping up October and gearing up for November.